What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a hot minute since I've been on here or since I've uploaded anything. I can give you 1,000 reasons why, okay? But y'all already know how it is. Life gets in the way. I've got kids, I'm married, and I work. I mean, what else can I say? Of course, there's been a lot of things in between that have kind of slowed me down a lot. In fact, this is like the 4th time I've tried to do this video because my internet keeps wanting to cut out on me tonight, and I just had a couple things I wanted to show you. Anyways, let me just cut right to it because it's going to be a short video. I really just wanted to let you know that I'm not dead, first of all. I am still very much alive. I'm always on YouTube. I'm always keeping up with everything that's going on, so, you know, it's not like I'm just sitting back here not paying attention to anything. I'm always watching, I'm always researching, I'm always looking into things. I almost always know the main headlines of things that are going on. But what I wanted to point something out to you today, because this whole election thing is a mess, and there's a few things that I wanted to say. I had planned on doing videos before the election, and like I said, life just got in the way and I just didn't get it done, okay? Forgive me. One thing I wanted to say is this. The news media doesn't get to choose who the president is, okay? So I just want to make that clear right off the bat, okay? The news media does not get to decide who the president is, all right? Period. That's all I'm going to say right there, but I will say this. Depending on what happens with this whole, you know, investigation of voter fraud and all that stuff, don't forget that we are in the midst of the New World Order being put into place. We are knee-deep in Agenda 21 and the Great Reset, okay? That's what this is. You have to understand that. If Trump gets it for whatever reason, if he does, all he's going to be doing is buying us time, okay? He's going to be buying us time. That's it. If Biden gets it, we're royally effing screwed. I don't know how else to say it but that. We're royally screwed. Now, I say that because I did research on both of them. And when I say I did research, what I'm saying is that I don't feel like enough people are taking the time to research things based off of what we know, which is that this is the New World Order. And the Great Reset, Agenda 21, you know, it's all in there. What I'm trying to say is that the question that I had in my mind was, well, is Biden on the side of the New World Order, the Agenda 21 and all that? Is Trump on that side? What kind of policies, what kind of plans do they have? Does it fall into Agenda 21? Or does it sound like it's more for us, you know, on the side of the people? Which, let's get real, okay? I don't think either one of them. Well, I know Biden is not 100% on the side of the people. He is 100,000% pushing for the New World Order, period. Period. And I hope that most of you watching have actually taken the time to look into that. Research it for yourself, you know, because there's no denying it, okay? And that's what I'm going to show you today. Trump, on the other hand, has been a little bit harder to figure out. Now, like I said a minute ago, I am going to try to make this a really short video. I don't really feel that great today, for one thing. So I don't really want to be on here too long. So I'm just going to show you one thing about Biden for now. I'm going to bring you a little bit more later as I can. But I want to say this about Trump before I go on to what I had to say about Biden. Trump pulled us out of the World Health Organization. Biden has already made it clear that he's going to shove us right back in with the World Health Organization. Trump pulled us out of the Paris Climate Accords, which is Agenda 21. Biden has already made it plain and clear that he's going to put us right back into the Paris Climate Accords if he is the president, if he gets it. Okay? Not to mention the Green New Deal that he's got going on for the United States. That's Agenda 21. You have to start paying attention to these things. He already said he's going to phase out fossil fuels. 100%, he's going to do it. And it blows my mind that the people who voted for him, I would say 90% of the people that I've spoken to that voted for Biden, they all voted for Biden because they didn't like Trump, and that's the only reason. It's the only reason why they voted for Biden. I mean, they flat out said it. They had no shame in admitting it. And then, of course, you know, when I try to give them information like, well, look, you know, okay, I get that. I get that you don't like Trump, but there's a bigger agenda here. It's bigger than Trump and Biden in a sense. You have to look at the bigger picture. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. They just don't. They don't care. People are so wrapped up in themselves. Like, it's unreal. The Bible could not have been more clear at how people would be in the end times, because I believe we're living in the end times. Okay? But, you know, the Bible talks about how people would be lovers of self. In other words, they'd be vain. They're vain as hell. All the selfie taking and, oh, let me stare at myself and let me look at myself. And it's weird. It's weird. You're freaking weird. I'm sorry, but it's weird. Okay, I'm not saying I don't ever take selfies, but you very rarely ever will see me on social media. Okay, YouTube's my thing. That's what I do. I share things to Facebook. I share things to Twitter, but it's typically only like political stuff or, you know, what's going on in the world, trying to spread the truth, you know, things like that. I very rarely ever post personal things about my life. I don't need everybody to know my business every 5 minutes. I don't need everybody to know everything I'm doing or what I ate for dinner. I just don't. I don't have a desperation for attention. I just don't. I've never been an attention seeker. That's just not me. Okay, I don't like the spotlight being on me. That's just not who I am. I'm not like that, but whatever. I totally went off the rails here, and now I've basically lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah, you know, how people are so vain and how people have just become so consumed in themselves. It's like, in my opinion, unless it directly affects them, you know, unless their house itself is burning down, they're not going to do anything, and they don't care what's going on in the world because it's not affecting them. That's how I feel about the situation that we're in. I think we're screwed either way. And that's not me trying to be negative, which is one reason why I haven't posted a whole lot lately, is because, y'all, we are so far gone, it's not even funny. Do you remember the video that I put, the last two videos I posted about their plan? That is very much what they plan for this world to look like. If you haven't seen that video, I would encourage you to go and watch it, because that is exactly where we're headed. So, anyways, all right, let's get on with it. So, I want to show you this. I made this connection, and I think that it's something that people really need to start making these connections more and bringing it up and letting other people know, okay, and pointing it out. And it's this. So this is the Great Reset, right? The World Economic Forum. But now we're going to jump over to another part of their, well, we're going to jump to another webpage. Let me show you this. This is Joe Biden's Build Back Better slogan. This is his website. You can't see the little thing up here, but I'm going to link all this for you so you can go back and look at all this for yourself, so you know I'm not lying to you. This is Joe Biden's website. And surely to goodness, if you've paid any attention to the election or any of that, his campaign, which I don't think he really put on a campaign, but whatever, his slogan is Build Back Better. That's his slogan. Build Back Better, right? Now here's the thing. The United Nations, okay, the COVID-19 and all that, right? Check this out. Now, this is from April 22nd, 2020. Climate change and COVID-19. UN urges nations to recover better. But when you come down here and you read a little bit more, it says, as the world begins planning for a post-pandemic recovery, the United Nations is calling on governments to seize the opportunity to build back better by creating more sustainable, resilient, and inclusive societies. Now, I can go on further, but I won't. There's no need. That's not the point. There are several other articles and stuff like that from the UN where they use the same slogan, Build Back Better. In fact, let me go back here and see. All right, look right here. Building Back Better is a program that was first officially used in the UN Sendai Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction document, which was agreed on at the 3rd UN World Conference on Disaster Risk Reduction, held in 2015 in Sendai, Japan. The UN General Assembly adopted this document June 3rd, 2015. Now, I haven't got to dive into that, but I'm going to. I'm going to look into that. I want to know what that document and all that stuff's all about, because I think it's funny that it's about disaster risk reduction. And we're like in a disaster that they created, don't get it wrong. But look, the UN at 75, now is the time to build back better. Climate change and COVID-19, UN urges nations to recover, build back better, whatever. But my point is, that slogan is connected to the United Nations. But there's more. Back to the World Economic Forum. Building Back Better is the World Economic Forum Great Reset's slogan. Klaus Schwab is the head of the World Economic Forum, right? He's the founder and the top guy of the World Economic Forum. He is the one who came out with the Great Reset. And I heard him giving a speech about the Great Reset, and I heard him say, Build Back Better. And I'm like, wait a minute. But I didn't think anything else about it. I just moved on. But it just blew my mind. I'm like, wait a minute here. Why do I keep hearing this? Okay, Building Back Better. Here's how we can navigate the risks we face after COVID-19. Now, this is from May 20th of 2020. So that's this year. Let's see. I don't think I highlighted anything in this. No, I just wanted you to see that they are the World Economic Forum is using the same slogan. So is the United Nations, okay? So is Joe Biden. But it's not just them. Boris Johnson is also using the Build Back Better slogan. Let's take a listen. This is only like 15 seconds long. I'm not playing the whole thing, but listen to what he says.
And so today, I want to set out how this government will offer a lifetime skills guarantee to help people train and retrain at any stage in their lives and enable us not just to come through this crisis, but to come back stronger and build back better.
Now, I want to point something out to you. Or I wouldn't say point something out, but I just want to make something clear. This is not the only speech that he uses the slogan in. There's tons of them I've seen. Okay? It was because of all the speeches with Boris Johnson using that slogan, I kept hearing him say it over and over again, that I was like, wait a minute, where have I heard that from? And that was when it hit me. It was Joe Biden and Klaus Schwab from the World Economic Forum's Great Reset. And I was like, whoa. I was like, there's no way that it's just a coincidence that they're all using, and the UN, that they're all using the same slogan, which is the slogan that they're using for the Great Reset and the whole Agenda 21 climate change crap. It's not just a coincidence, and it's not just them. It's Justin Trudeau from Canada as well. I caught him in one of his speeches saying it. Now, the speech that I saw, I was going to bring it up and show it to you. I can't find it. I tried to, and I can't find the speech. However, we can see right here, I put in Justin Trudeau, Build Back Better, and this comes up. Justin Trudeau promises to build back better. And Aaron O'Toole scoffs, saying there's no plan to reduce blah, blah, blah. Now, he's talking about COVID-19, to build back better after COVID-19. Now, why is it that all these people are using the same slogan that the United Nations and the World Economic Forum, the Great Reset, and all that are using? It's not just a coincidence, y'all. It's because they're all in it together. That's why this is a global thing. They needed the entire world to stop, and they needed these assholes, excuse my language, to be on board with it. And they are on board with it. They're all in it together. Now, I've never heard Trump use that slogan before. But, you know, we may not have Trump. If Trump doesn't get in, then we don't have time. I just don't see it, guys. I just don't. I really, I don't know how we can fight this. And I'll tell you something about what happened at work the other night in a minute. But I wanted to show you this because I feel like it's important. People really need to make these connections. These are the kind of things that, you know, we need to prove to people that they are connected, that this is a global conspiracy. All right? It's not a theory anymore. These people are bringing in the New World Order, and they don't care who has to die in the process. Look, I think eventually they are going to drop a bomb. And when I say drop a bomb, I'm talking about, I think they are going to release something eventually. Bill Gates has already talked about, I call this pandemic 1, but in order to be ready for pandemic 2, the way he talks like Kermit the Frog, they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop. And we can't forget that one of their #1 goals on their list is depopulation. We can't forget that. It's coming. Remember, 2025, well, 2050 is the main deadline for all this to be in place. All of us in our stack and pack high-rise cities, they want to put us all in, and everybody under their full-blown control. I mean, 2050 is the ultimate goal date, end date. But, you know, 2025 is their depopulation goal date. You know, we're almost at 2021. I mean, it's coming eventually, and they're going to have to do it somehow. And I honestly believe that the COVID-19 vaccine is going to be a sterilizer. There was a whistleblower that came forward probably about 5 months ago. I haven't heard anything else about him. I need to see if I can, I don't know, get some kind of an update on that or whatever. I need to try to look into it, because there was a whistleblower that came out from Moderna, and he said that he was naming off some of the ingredients that were going to be in it, and one of them was a sterilizing agent. And he explained that the way that it worked was that it would sterilize, how did he say it? It would sterilize the males, but if a male had sexual intercourse with a female, it would automatically transfer to her. And that if she had intercourse with, say, another male, it would transfer to him from her because she slept with the guy that was sterile. Some way he explained it. Don't take my word on that. Either way, he claims there's going to be a sterilizing agent in it, and that people will continue to die. No more babies will be born. And that's how their main depopulation agenda is going to go. So, to me, I don't think that's going to be fast enough for them. I believe that they are going to release something into the population that is going to start making people sick and killing people, and they're going to blame it on COVID. That's what they've been doing this whole time. This whole entire time. Okay? I saw something the other day about how Canada's flu numbers for 2020 to 2021 were 6. 6 people with the flu. That's it. Compared to normally thousands and thousands and thousands of people that get the flu every year. But it was 6. 6 people. Do you know why? It's because they're counting all these deaths as COVID when they're not. They're not COVID. They're counting every death, whatever you die from. You get hit by a bus, you die from the flu, you die from pneumonia, you die from a heart attack, heart failure, whatever it is that they're counting that as COVID. So, I don't know, but don't forget the depopulation agenda either way. But I also want to show you this because I think this is really important. It gives you an idea of how bad things are getting. And I feel so bad for the people in New York right now, y'all. It's not even funny. Check this out. This is in New York. I hope y'all can see that, okay? I had to zoom it out a little bit because it's zoomed in too far. This is in New York. The state bar passes mandatory COVID-19 vaccination recommendation. This was an article from November 7th, 2020. Now listen to what it says. The resolution does not contain conditions limiting, or does contain conditions limiting its scope. Those include that the government should only consider making vaccinations mandatory if voluntary COVID-19 vaccinations fall short of producing needed levels of population immunity. So in other words, they should only consider making the vaccinations mandatory if not enough people volunteer to take it to make the levels of the population immunity that they need. Basically, that's what that's saying. That an assessment of the health threat to various communities be made so that perhaps the mandate can be targeted. So in other words, assess the health threat to different communities, whether it be the black community, the white community, Asian community, whatever communities, the low-income communities, the high-income communities, make assessments of those different communities so perhaps the mandate can be targeted to specific communities and not others. So if you're poor, you might have to take a mandatory vaccine because they say the health threat is higher there because you're poorer. Give me a break. And that a mandate only be considered after there is expert consensus about the vaccine's safety and efficacy. Let me tell you something. The New World Order system is a technocracy, okay? Period. And if you don't know what a technocracy is, basically a technocracy is where, how do I say this in simple terms? Everything is run by the experts. It's not run by a government with 2 parties and this and that like we have in the United States. That's not how a technocracy is run. In fact, in a technocracy, there is no room for politicians. So that's why everything you see now is about trusting the science and the experts. That's why we have a man who is now pushing vaccinations on the entire 7.5 billion people who live on this planet, yet he's not a doctor. He has no medical degree. That's why. That's why the health minister of the World Health Organization is talking about COVID-19 vaccinations and how they need to be mandatory and this, that, the other, and what we all need to do, yet he has no medical degree either. But he's the head of the World Health Organization. He's not even a freaking scientist. Give me a break. He was a damn dictator before he ever became the head of the World Health Organization. He was a Marxist dictator. That's what he was. You could go and look into that. But that's what the New World Order is. It's a technocracy where we are controlled. We're controlled by the elites, by the experts, you know, by the specialists, by the ones who know everything. They're smarter than we are and they have more money than we do. That's what this is. Now do you see it starting to take shape? It should be pretty obvious by now, but there's still a lot of people who, they just aren't getting it. They're not. It says the New York State Bar Association on Saturday passed a resolution urging the state to consider making it mandatory for all New Yorkers to undergo COVID-19 vaccination when one becomes available, even if, listen, even if people object to it for religious, philosophical, or personal reasons. Now look, you're probably sitting over there thinking, yeah, but I live in Washington State, or I live in South Dakota, or I live in Alabama, or I live in Arizona, or whatever. That's not going to come to my state. You know, my governor will never let that happen. No, she would never pass anything like that, ever. No, it's not going to happen. Wake up. It's happening. If it can happen there, it can happen to the rest of us. Okay, look around you. This isn't going away and it's not getting any better. It's only getting worse. And Biden's already said that if he gets in, it's going to be a national mask mandate. And it's going to be lockdowns again. Okay, I mean, I'm just telling you like it is. I'm not going to sit here and lie to myself. And that's the reason why I think we're already screwed and it's pretty much already too late for us to fight any of it. We just haven't had enough people to wake the hell up and fight back. It's not even so much that. I think it's more the fact that we've let it go on for so long. They are so comfortable with what they're doing. People are addicted to social media. They're stuck on themselves and they don't care about anybody but themselves. Period. And I think that's the main reason why. I think that's the main reason why we're pretty much screwed. But I do still have a little bit of hope. I do. I do still have a little bit of hope. All right, now let's look at this one because this is really, really, really terrifying. Now, let's pray to God. It's probably not going to open up. I don't know if my internet's going to act right or not, but we're going to try. If not, I'll just look at my phone and tell you what. Well, let's see if it's going to do it. This is a new bill that they're trying to pass. Now, let's pray it's not going to open it. Okay. Let me pull it up. I took some screenshots. The bill is bill... Let's see. Come on. Just do what I need you to do. Yep. I don't know. It's been doing this to me all night. I've just not had the best of luck at all. We'll see if that opens up. I doubt it will. Anyways, but I'm going to link everything for you, okay? But the bill is Bill 23-171. I'll show you the picture. I don't know if you can see that or not. Probably not. It's probably not going to focus. This is just a screenshot. But let me read, I'm just going to read this to you what it says. It says, as introduced, this bill permits a minor of any age to consent to receive a vaccine where the vaccination is recommended by the U.S. Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices. It also establishes that if a minor is able to comprehend the need for, the nature of, and any significant risks inherent in the medical care, then informed consent is established. Basically what it is, it's a bill. Let's just look at it here. D.C. to legalize vaccination of 11-year-olds without the parental okay. Now, what they're saying is, and I didn't go in and highlight anything here first, so let's just look at it. I want you to remember the plan that I went over in my last two videos. I told you in that plan they were going to come for your kids. It says in that plan the state plans to raise your children, that they will take them out of the home once they hit a certain age. Listen to what this says. Progressives think the state is better at raising children than parents. This is only going to get worse if we don't stand up to the shit now. For example, in California and some other states, children can obtain abortions without parental knowledge. Did you know that? I didn't know that. This is what they've done to the family unit. Remember, it talked about that in the plan, to just destruct the family unit, to totally break it down. They've done a fantastic job on all of this. And we've all, I can't really say that I just sat back and didn't do anything, because I've only come into this in the last several years. I've tried to speak out. Once I understood what was going on, I wasn't quiet about it. I've tried to talk to people about this, and they don't want to listen. They're vain and selfish. Now, Washington, D.C.'s uber left-wing city council has passed a bill permitting children down to age 11 to obtain vaccinations, i.e. medical interventions, without parental knowledge or consent. I would suggest that y'all look into the Epic Times. They're a fantastic news organization. I love them. I'm with them all the time. I'm all down for the Epic Times. You can trust these guys right here. They are truthful. Anyways, so they're trying to pass this bill that permits children down to age 11, minors, to be able to make these choices without you knowing anything. But it gets worse. You might say, well, it would show up on my insurance or this or that. No, it will not. Not in this bill. It will not. Now listen, let's keep going. Bill 23171 will allow for children as young as 11 to consent to all vaccines on the government schedule. At the same time, the school, healthcare provider, and the parent's private insurance would conceal the child's vaccination from parents or guardians who would have no knowledge of the vaccination unless the child told them. That's what it's coming to, y'all. The bill states that the minor must be capable of meeting the informed consent standard. Give me a fucking break. They're a child. Give me a break. This is all about taking your rights as a parent away. It's about breaking up the family. I'm not even going to say anything else. You can go in and research this for yourself. Yeah, this is in D.C. Yeah, this is in New York. But how long until it crosses over into every other state in the United States of America? How long? I guarantee you, as soon as Biden gets into office, a lot of this stuff you're really going to start seeing everywhere. I guarantee you. If you don't know anything about Andrew Capo Cuomo, the governor of New York, and what's going on in New York right now, I suggest you look into it and look at what he's putting those people through. It's a living hell up there, okay? Number one. Number two, Biden said that he wanted to make Andrew Capo Cuomo his attorney general if he becomes the president. Now look at what this man is doing to those people, and you think for 1 second that if he were to get into office with Biden and become the Attorney General, that he wouldn't wreak freaking havoc on all the rest of us? He is power hungry. That man is so... Y'all, I'm done. I've been on here long enough. 35 minutes. That's way longer than I intended to be. Either way, I'm not dead. I'm still here. I hope that maybe I brought you something that you didn't know already. And look, I'm always paying attention to what's going on. Obviously, I'm reading your comments. I have one special person that's always commenting on my videos, and I love her for that. I think you probably know who you are. And yeah, just keep your eyes open. Keep watching what's going on, y'all. This isn't going away. It's not getting any better. They are going to continue to push this. And by the way, Klaus Schwab, the Great Reset World Economic Forum guy, already said that the Great Reset would be starting like right in the beginning of 2021. So get ready, because it's coming. And I don't see anybody really, like, I see people out protesting, but, and I'm not trying to knock anybody for that, but basically you're out there in the streets holding signs, yelling and screaming, saying, we want our rights, give us our rights. Take your freaking rights. Don't ask for them. Do what the hell you want to do. Period. You're out there begging them to give you what you want. Who are they? They are not supposed to dictate our lives. What in the heck? Like, people seem to have forgotten that our government is there to make sure that our rights are not infringed upon. That's what they're there for. That's it. That's all they're supposed to do. But now all of a sudden, our governors have this ultimate power over us, and they all get to make all these decisions, and it's none of us matter. We haven't mattered for a very long time. And I'm telling you right now, like, I thank goodness, like, I'm not even going to go there. Anyways, I'm cutting this off now. I love y'all, and I will post something as soon as I possibly can, okay? Stay well. I'm praying for you. Pray for me, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.